What do we got there?
This is a nuke that has starved itself out. The bees are typical head first in the bee comb, and you can see that by the tail sticking out. These bees died from no food, and you can see the size of them compared to my fingernail. These are small cell bees. They didn't die from cold, they died from starvation, from hot weather or hot spell coming in, and then freezing cold for a day or two. It causes the queen to expand out, and then the bees have to cluster back to protect the brood, and they go through a tremendous amount of stores. This had honey in it. This was the original brood pattern right here, and you can see the distance of your brood pattern. That queen was laying real good. There's no reason it should have died other than just beekeeper error and not following the box and putting feed on it.
That's cool. So this is what a starve out looks like.
This is what a starve out looks like. And this frame here, this is an indication where you got moisture dropping down on this here. And when the moisture drops down, you can see right here, this had a hive top, this had a jar feeder on the top. The lid was drilled out and it had a feeder jar. And probably one of the students didn't fill the jar either all the way up or didn't bleed it down to have vacuum in there. Because that vacuum holds the sugar water up. If you don't get that vacuum there, then it dribble like this all day and all night, and then you get a cold night, you get bees that die. The bees don't ever die from cold. They can survive 20 below zero. But at 32, they'll die if they get damp. So you got to have a hive that's going to stay dry. Each type feeder has a purpose. Either it's an entrance feeder, a division board feeder which goes inside, hive top feeder, or a jar on the top. About 4 ways to feed the bees. Or open feeding with a big barrel or a box. I do that a lot, just to let the bees help themselves. It's a buffet.
Well, those could have used a buffet.
They could have used some feed, but you can't worry about one loss. If you lose a hive in your breeding, your stock, you only want to breed from the best that's going to go through the winter. So your survivors is what you're going to actually breed from.